On May 31, 2016, Mario Agustin Salto, an 11-year-old boy known as Marito, disappeared in Quimilay, Santiago del Estero, Argentina, while riding his bicycle to fish at the local reservoir called La Represa in Weisberg, a small neighborhood with about 20 families. Marito chose a shallow spot at the reservoir due to his fear of drowning, influenced by local stories of children drowning there. He carried a fishing rod, a bucket, and a hook. His mother, Gladys Ramos, noticed his absence as evening fell and reported him missing to the police that night. Family and friends searched the area and found only his bicycle and fishing items near the dam. Initial assumptions focused on drowning since Marito could not swim, but Gladys insisted it was foul play. On June 2, 2016, 2 days after the disappearance, Marito's dismembered remains were discovered in multiple black nylon trash bags at an old landfill site along a rural road, approximately 150 meters from Ruta Provincial 116 and 6 kilometers from the reservoir. A local rural producer alerted police after seeing dogs pull out a human leg from one bag. Upon inspection, police found the torso and arms in one bag, the head and one leg in another, and the second leg nearby. The genitals and one vertebra were missing. Forensic examination by the Supreme Court of Justice confirmed sexual abuse with carnal access, incomplete asphyxiation by strangulation with a wire or cable, and dismemberment while alive. The sequence involved cutting off the legs first with an axe or blade, causing fatal exsanguination from severed arterial and venous vessels, followed by decapitation. Arms remained attached to the torso. Death resulted from massive blood loss with signs of prolonged suffering, treachery, cruelty, and premeditated involvement of multiple persons. Initial arrests occurred on June 4, 2016, when 4 individuals described as drug addicts, including brothers Daniel and Ramon Acaranza, local butchers, were detained based on a witness with intellectual disabilities claiming they raped Marito at the dam. A Santiago del Estero newspaper reported their confessions to rape and murder, but they were released after alibis were established via testimonies, later reimputed for concealment. By mid-June 2016, investigators identified a group near the disappearance site: Ramon Burra Rodriguez, brick factory employee near the dam; Rodolfo Rodi Sequeira from Barrio Cooperativa, associated with Rodriguez; Daniel Chicho Sosa Rodriguez, partner and Acaranza neighbor; Jose Nano Ledesma, and at least one other male. A psychic from Córdoba, funded by the investigation, sensed vibrations near some suspects. Sosa and Ledesma were detained around this time. The investigation stalled for over a year due to non-matching DNA traces on the body. Over 3,400 male residents of Quimilay underwent mass DNA testing, yielding no matches. 2 genetic profiles from the same patriline were found on Marito's underwear and nails, suggesting related violators, but none matched tested individuals. The first autopsy was limited to 1.5 pages, noting missing parts but lacking depth. A second autopsy in Buenos Aires confirmed torture while alive. In late 2017, after 1.5 years and about 200 justice marches by locals and the family, federal police provided reports and criminal profiles. Dog handler Marcos Herrero arrived with sniffer dogs Duke and Alcone from the Brigada K9. On November 2017, the dogs, scented with Marito's clothing, traced leads at the dam, finding a wood piece with string recognized by the family, a wallet with a handwritten paper bearing 666, a triangle with an I, Marito, and a kidnapping plan. Dogs marked sites leading to new arrests: Pablo Ramirez, Daniel Tati Hernandez, and Maria Eugenia Montes. A key search at Miguel Ángel El Brujo Jimenez's house revealed an altar to San La Muerte in his quincho, with figures of the saint, a butcher hook, and a large floor stain, claimed for hanging salami. Items included knives, blood stains, witchcraft bundles, bones, and manuscripts. Manuscripts from Jimenez's nightstand included "Ya tengo su virilidad, su juventud, su fortaleza," with Marito's name circled; "Dame lo que te pido," signed by Jimenez, Sequeira, and Rodriguez; descriptions of the victim hanging upside down from a dry tree; drawings of a table labeled "Chango Marito," "Banquete de la Vida," and "Sacrificio de Marito." The crime was linked to a San La Muerte cult ritual for supernatural power or favors, involving human sacrifice of a virgin, baptized Catholic boy, not evangelical, as full immersion invalidates the offering. Elements included exsanguination, drinking blood, drying and consuming the parts, using the vertebra to carve an image, and outdoor rite during siesta. Manuscripts sealed the pact and were kept to avoid curses. The oral trial began in December 2021 in Santiago del Estero capital, presided by judges Alfredo Perez Gallardo, Luis Dominguez, and Daniela Campos Nittinger. Prosecutor Mariela Baitar de Papa accused Jimenez as intellectual author of kidnapping, sexual abuse, and triple qualified homicide, treachery, cruelty, premeditated conspiracy. Sequeira, Rodriguez, and Sosa as participants. Carranza brothers, Montes, Hernandez, and Ramirez of aggravated concealment. On September 23, 2022, the unanimous verdict sentenced Miguel Ángel Jimenez to life imprisonment as author of triple qualified homicide by treachery, cruelty, and premeditated concurrence of two or more persons, plus sexual abuse with carnal access and unlawful deprivation of liberty in ideal concurrence. Rodolfo Adrián Rodi Sequeira to life imprisonment as primary participant in the same crimes. Ramon Burra Rodriguez to 11 years imprisonment as secondary participant in the homicide, kidnapping, and sexual abuse. Maria Eugenia Montes to 3 years effective imprisonment for aggravated concealment of the triple qualified homicide, sexual abuse, and deprivation of liberty. Ramon Carranza to 3 years effective imprisonment for the same concealment. Pablo Ramirez to 3 years imprisonment for the same, but released as time served in pretrial detention. About 8,000 locals protested at the dam demanding justice. Marito's father stated he wanted justice since he could not get his son back alive. No significant updates emerged from 2023 to 2025. In 2024, the case was linked in media to the disappearance of Lone Pena due to similarities in biased searches, planted evidence, and rural power dynamics, but no direct connection was established. As of January 2026, the convictions stand without appeals or new evidence reported. The case highlighted San La Muerte devotion in Quimilay, with home altars common, and raised questions on evidence planting and torture of suspects like Sosa and Sequeira, beatings, nylon bags over heads. Former Mayor Omar Fantoni mentioned drug vengeance theories, but ritual aspects dominated the narrative. Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more.